Back at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto on something of a historic day. Today marks the final regular season game that the Toronto Marlies will play not only in Maple Leaf Gardens but also in Toronto. And George Armstrong, known as the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, also had an awful lot of success as the coach of the Toronto Marlies. Those days seem that far ago?
Well, no, they don't seem that far ago to me, Jack, because at my age, time goes quickly, but I'm sure that it seems a long time ago for young people, you know, because I guess the last year I coached the Marlies was I guess about 11 years ago, so that's a long time for some people, but not for me.
Memorial Cups, back-to-back in the mid-'70s, and the Toronto teams, of course, were known to the OHL as the Maple Leafs were known years ago to the NHL for success. When you recall back on those days, you recall some of the players who were with you then?
Well, I coached the Toronto Marlboros and they won the Memorial Cup in 1973 and 1975, the spring of both those years, and it wasn't because I was a great coach, it's because I had some great players for me, and some of those players were the two Howe brothers and Wayne Dillon and Bob Daly, Mike Palmatier, just to mention a few, and there were a lot of other good players too that first year. The next year we had Mike Kitchen and John Tonelli and Mark Napier and John Anderson, Trevor Johansson. I always had a fine group of hockey players playing for me, Jack.
George, when word came down that the Marlies had been sold and would be moving to Hamilton, ending the speculation, I know there was a terrible sense of sadness for anybody that was involved in the OHL. How did you feel when you heard about it?
Well, I was a little bit sad. The Marlboros, I think, has been you know, they've been around for many, many years, and they were always known as a good hockey team, and unfortunately, junior hockey has not been drawing well in Toronto of late, and so I understand why they would move, because, you know, like, even though they're a kind of an institution in junior hockey, you can't expect them to keep losing money all the time.